Okay, we are now at code challenge number 24. So let's go ahead and take a look at the challenge. Evaluate so that 8 greater than 12 is a false statement. Store both numbers in different variables, and then use the correct decision code for this program. And then finally display false to the screen. So again, as part of the game structure, the game mechanics, make sure that every one of your players, every one of your students can see the challenge before them, have them think about it, and then of course the starting point is write the pseudocode. So what is the pseudocode? Display evaluates, okay? Evaluate that 8 is greater than 12 as a false statement. Have them store each of those numbers or integers into their own respective variables, and then make sure they're using the correct pseudocode keywords, okay? And that's part of the key codes chart that be either next to them or somewhere on the table so that all of your students can remember that a decision has to be made now. And then in the flow chart, make sure that they're using the diamond shape. So again, as they develop their competencies and skills in coding, but more specifically in planning and coding, that they're using the right structure. So it helps them think like the computer is thinking, and it develops their logical processing, their logical thinking skills. Okay? So evaluate 8 greater than 12 as false. And if this statement is true, print true. If else, print false. So again, we're looking at the if else structure, no longer just the if statement, because an if statement will execute. If something is true, it will do something. But now if it's not true, it's not going to do anything else. It's just looking to see if it's true. And I'll show you that in the code. So I'm going to just remove the else statement and look at what the computer does. So the else statement here is actually needed because we know that the expression num1 greater than num2 here actually is false. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So if I were simply to, it's here in the code, but these are comments, and this is not going to execute. You'll see that the color is green. And just to make sure I got the right numbers, 8 and 12, I will add them here, 8 and 12, and 8 and 12. And I'm going to take this line out because it's not being used now. So with that being said, number 8, num1 equals 8, num2 equals 12. If that's true, tell me. And that's all the code is saying. It's not giving any other option, okay? So I wanted you to see that because that's really critical in what it's going to do. You'll see that there's no other print statement. I've taken it out. It's been commented out. I could easily just take it out. So without it doing anything else, it's simply saying this, yeah, okay, it's false, but I don't want to do anything. I can't do anything with it. So I am going to add the other code piece, and that's the else statement. Because this is false. If this is true, then the if statement will run. Because it's false, it's not going to run. That's how the code works. That's how code works. Doesn't matter if it's Scratch or Python or anything else. If the expression evaluates to false, it doesn't work. And nothing else is going to work with it. We have to give the computer something else to do. And the only other thing that we're going to do or give it to do is this else statement, which is the print statement. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. It's just a baby step forward. So if the condition evaluates to true, run the block of code underneath it. Otherwise, ignore it. That's all I'm going to give you the option to do. And then if I give you something else to do, that if this entirely is false, then just run this. Tell me that it's false. And so we can do that. And there it is. Okay, so fantastic. So we have learned a lot so far, and I'll see you in the next code challenge.